Hi. Okay. I don't know if anyone will join in because we're a smaller group now since this is the new channel and this is my first time going live since I made this channel. So I feel nervous. I don't know what I'm nervous about. Um, Maybe I just share it real quick if there's no one here, but if you just bear with me. Un momento, por favor. Hi! First on my first live on the new channel. Hi Kraus, how are you? Oh, I feel nervous. I don't know what I'm nervous about. It's not the first time, but it's the first time on this channel. And I feel a bit warm. Bear with me. Okay. Oh, yeah, I spilled agave syrup on myself earlier, so ignore that. I'm back. Oh, there's two people here now. Okay. Just gonna gather myself. Okay, it's been a while. I haven't been live yet since I made the new YouTube channel, and I just had the feeling to go live. I know there may not be so many of us in this live because there's 5 people now. Because it's the new channel and there's a lot less of us. We had 24,000 odd people on the original channel, and now but I'm inside the house, so it's hot in here. And I had the oven on earlier, so that's why it's so hot. I think, oh my god, there's 7 people, that's amazing. So I have less than 1,000 subscribers at the moment. So the fact there's even 7 of you is like, thank you for being here. And let's jump straight in. Amazing. With some, with a little bit of Spanish. Great. 10 people. Okay. The weather here is amazing. We had 20 degrees today. It was sunny, and this is what I was wearing today. Just got the bump, so I'm like hardly able to wear any clothes. But these ones I can tie up at the front, and you can see my leg on the side. Cool fisherman trousers and just this thin jumper that's inside out right now, and that's it. And I was plenty warm enough. There are 70 people here. I'm excited, and the dog's wondering what's going on. She gets excited when I get excited. 19 people. Wow. So I am absolutely loving living in Spain. It's going really good. Thank you. Barefooter. I also love to be barefoot, as you probably know, because you're here. Yeah, now that I live in Spain, I have no excuse. I'm just barefoot all the time, 24/7. Okay, yeah, occasionally I put on shoes because I get told off trying to go into certain supermarkets. Guys, I'm really warm, I'm really nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous because this is not my first time being live. 28 people, where are you all coming from? Hi, thank you for being here. Oh, I just went down to 17. It's okay. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all being here. This is exciting. This is exciting. Obviously, there's a lot going on. I'm back to making videos. I'm back to being on YouTube, and I'm bigger. I'm definitely bigger now. Maybe you can see it better now that... Baby bump. Looks so funny in these trousers. Baby bump. For all those who felt like they needed to see that, now you've seen it. Yeah. I just don't fit in any of my clothes. So I'm gonna need to get some pregnancy clothes. I've just been wearing dresses basically, and today I realized that these ones that you can tie up, I can have them whatever size and they're not going to be too squishy on my belly. Thank you. This is so crazy, guys. I never in 1,000 years. You don't need to go out, do you? We were just out. We were just out. Did you not do your business? Did you not do your business? The dogs are both a bit funny in the belly at the moment. I don't think they like the food that they have, but we went and got new food for them today because they've been pooping funny. You don't want to know that. But anyway, she does this when she needs something. She's just pacing up and down. Do you need to go out? Oh, bear with me. Oh, that's okay. Shit happens. I'm just going to open the door for this little lady. No, you just went out and you pooped. You're not allowed out. Nope. You can go out. Go on. I'm just going to see what she does. Literally, I just took them out, like just before this live. She wants to come back in. What's wrong? Dog business. Wait. Dog business. Dog business. Are you in or out? Are you in or out? Look who we have here, passed out. Yeah. And Ari, yes. Yep. Okay, now that we've established that she's just being weird, let's get back to business. Settle in, make yourself a cup of tea, do whatever. Hello, sister, you. First time live on the new channel, and I'm nervous. I don't know what I have to be nervous about, but I'm nervous because it's just been a while. And yeah, I had to like hype myself up. I had the idea to do this hours ago, and then Rob said he was hungry. It's so good to see us. Rob said he was hungry, so we made some food, and he fell asleep on the couch, and like the dogs needed this and that and blah, and then I put my phone on charge, and now we're almost at 100%, 90 something percent. So I was like, okay. I made a little post on Instagram to say that I'm going live, and just I'm curious of how many of you would join me. Tell me if I was to just burping, don't mind me. If I was to go live, how many would join? And one person replied, like, yeah, of course. I was like, okay. One is better than none. Yeah, there's plenty more. There he is asleep on the couch. Dino, Ari, pacing up and down. Pizzas. We've been making medical medium recipes. Yesterday I made the veggie ramen because I'm obsessed with noodles. I always have been. And today it was little potato-based pizza, or I don't know exactly what it's called, but we cooked the potatoes and mashed them with onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, and then you make like little pancake shapes and put those in the oven, and then you put the tomato sauce and the toppings and put them back in. But before that, Rob also fried up some plantain, and so we ate those because he was hungry and we were snacky. So now we had like a couple pizzas. He ate like 1.5 pizzas and fell back asleep, and I had like 2, and I'm good. I also ate leftover noodles earlier today from when we had ramen yesterday and there was some leftover noodles. So I'm feeling pretty good. Me and baby are good. I've been eating a lot. It's fun having this excuse to eat. I've always loved food, and now I'm like, well, I'm pregnant, so I'm just gonna mute the vibrations so it's no vibration. Yeah, it was Rob because he started going to the gym, the outdoor gym recently. So when we were shopping yesterday, he was, I need to get a lot of potatoes and sweet potatoes and plantain and this and blah, like bulking foods. And I was just like, okay, yeah, let's go. Hello, welcome everybody. I'm just gonna show Ari to the sofa because she seems confused. Come on, hop up. Stay there. She's a silly girl. She's a silly girl. I don't know what your problem is today, girl. Yeah. She has a funny belly today. And this man too, but we think that he got bitten by a snake yesterday. We're not exactly sure what happened for 100%, but yeah, it was a stressful evening yesterday. Ari, what you doing? Hop back up. Hop up. Go on. Let me just get my dog sorted out. Hello. Stay there. Stay. It's like because I'm getting excited, she like feels the energy and she gets excited, but she doesn't know what to do with herself. Hello. Oh, you respond quickly. Hey, truth or dare? Wow. Okay, let's go. Truth. So yes, I'm live and there's actually people here and I'm super glad that there's someone here and I'm not just talking to myself, but that would also be fine because it's been a while. Don't mind the agave stain on my t-shirt. Yeah, wow. Is it true that your dog ever ran away and came back? Yeah, he does that all the time. This girl that's pacing up and down, she never runs away. She's hard to get rid of. She's like my shadow. She follows me around everywhere all the time. Ari, sit. Sit. Sit down. Sit. She's an old goat, I call her. Why are you missing? The black dog, though, he's under the table. This man, where is he? He runs away all the time. And we don't worry about it because we know he always comes back because he always comes back. And we don't need to worry about him. But a couple of weeks ago, he ran off in the night. And then he came back like half an hour later or something. He's gone quite a while. And everything seemed fine. And then in the middle of the night, no, wait, I'm wrong. He didn't do anything in the middle of the night. The next day, he couldn't move his back legs. And that was really scary. We didn't know if we needed to take him to the vet or like what we needed to do. It was just, it was a really weird one because we just didn't know what happened, if he'd hurt himself or like what. And then like slowly over time, he was fine again. I'm literally just gonna sit on the couch with her because she's lost it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to sit on you. Oh, I'm sorry. This is my baby at the moment. She's a big baby. Am I squishing you? Yes, it's because you won't sit still. Yeah? Are you not used to me being live? She's so funny. I found this girl. And she's like obsessed with me because I rescued her. And she really feels my emotions. and she was abused by her previous owner. So she's like nervous and like a bit hectic, and she's very goofy. But yeah, we didn't end up taking him to the vet, and everything was fine. And then yesterday, kind of a similar thing happened, but he was just laying down over there. He was just laying there, chilling. And then all of a sudden, just like out of the blue, he started like crying and shaking, and he just was absolutely like freaked out, and he didn't stop shaking for hours, and he was like and it just like super strange, and we didn't know what to do. It just seemed kind of the same as the thing before, and we weren't sure if he'd hurt himself or what had happened, and we just observed him, trying to figure out if we need to go to the vet, if something's really wrong. Like what is it? How do you go from just chilling and sleeping and existing to like suddenly having this big problem out of nowhere? And in the end it was all okay. He's absolutely fine today, but we kind of decided maybe he got bitten by a snake. I don't know. It's hard to know, and it would be cool if they could just speak up and say like, this is my problem, please help me. But yeah. It's been a whole thing with the dogs, and we ended up staying awake the whole night yesterday. I went to sleep at like 6 in the morning. As it started to get light, I was sitting here on the sofa and I started like nodding off, like, and then I looked and I realized it was becoming light outside, so I went to sleep, and then I woke up at like 11, and Rob only got like an hour's sleep, hence he's asleep on the sofa over there now. But yeah, so it's been a bit crazy here with the dogs, but thankfully everything's okay. We didn't end up going to the vet, and yeah, if it was a snake or a scorpion, it would seem super strange that he has this response afterwards. Like, if it had happened in the moment that it had happened, you would think that they would cry and they would freak out and panic. But both times it was like he went out, he came back, he seems fine, and then hours later, something, and it was very strange. But at least he's good. At least, yeah, I'm doing ASMR of the dogs. It's this lady, she has like the funniest feet. Show us your feet. She has really big feet. Now she's being embarrassed. And she has these crazy long nails. She's broken one of them. You can't really cut them any shorter than that. That's just like how long they are. And when she walks around on a hard floor, they like, I say it's her high heels, they like really tipper tapper. She's a really funny dog. She's a cutie little goofball. She's really, really silly. She's like a bit dumb. She like walks into things, and it's like yin and yang. One's black and one's like silvery, and she's really like not very intelligent. And Dino's like really intelligent, and she's super lazy, and Dino's like full power energy. Yeah, I'm just gonna check. Oh. Yeah, she adopted me, exactly. Thanks for adopting me. Where are you sneaking off to? Where are you sneaking off to? Where are you going? Where are you going? Stay on your sofa. She's so funny. Yeah, I hope it wasn't a scorpion. But if it was a snake bite, which we thought maybe it could have been, but at least it wasn't anything like deadly poisonous, because then he would have been throwing up and he would have passed out, according to Google. But he did have really like big dilated pupils, and he was sort of like panting, and he didn't want to drink water, and he was like super freaked out and shaking for hours. Basically, even though I'm not yet a mum, I already feel like a mum to the dogs. And we've been saying for over 2 years now to Dino, like mummy and daddy, like mama and papa to him, like go to mummy, go to daddy. So we've been calling it in without even realizing already. Hello, Marco. How's Ohio? OnlyFans for Ari's feet. Ari is the dog. Yes, this is Ari. Ari the dog. She's a new addition to the family. She arrived in either July or August. That would be crazy. I don't know what the hell. There isn't really any psychedelic mushrooms where we are, or any mushrooms I haven't seen. But when we were Googling it, it was actually like we thought he'd hurt himself, like sprained something, or like worst case scenario, he slipped a disc or something. Like obviously when there's something wrong and you can't ask them what's wrong, you start to sort of worry, and you Google the symptoms and you think, do I need to go to the vet? And you start having all these thoughts. But then when we went for a walk, because he was fine all of a sudden to get up and go for a walk, we were like, hey, that's a good sign. But he was really scared still. And we went for this walk, and as we're walking around, I'm randomly like, I never see any snakes around here. I don't know why I said that. I just said that. And then Rob was Googling if there's any snakes, if there's any poisonous snakes, and if there are snakes, what time of year do they come out? And they come out around March, which is right around the corner. So they're not really about during the winter, and they're not really about in peak summer. But around now, there's snakes. And dogs being dogs, if they see a snake, they're just going to go over to it and be like curious, like, hello, what are you? What's this? Ooh. So it's very possible to get bitten by a snake if you're a silly dog that's going all up in its face. Yeah, I've been practicing as a dog mum. Yeah, of course I'm always barefoot. I live in Spain now. I have no excuse now. Wow, I kind of miss the snow. I know that sounds crazy, but I see pictures of friends, or someone will send me a video or something from Sweden and it's all snowy, and I'm like, snow. But then on the other hand, it's so nice to be hardly dressed and be able to go outside like this and be barefoot all year round, and have mangoes growing in the trees outside my house, and avocados I can just pick from the trees, and oranges and lemons and this and that. It's absolutely amazing. So I can't complain. And I will be back in Sweden soon, in just a few months. So I just wanted to show you what's happening. Who knows what's happening? Relax. Relax. I doubt you need a pee or a poop, because we were just outside and you did a poop. No, I've never had that experience. I've never been to the US. I've never been in a situation where there's tornadoes that I'm lucky enough to not be in a place where there are tornadoes. But we do have some extreme storms sometimes, and it rains like crazy, which I didn't really realize how much it can rain in this country, because it's usually just sunny, super duper sunny. Stay there. Stay. Oh, so yeah, here we are. I'm not doing very good at dog mum. I can't get my dog to settle. I tried giving it the nipple. I tried burping it. Oh my god, that's gonna be my life soon. Are you doing your OnlyFans barefoot shenanigans, Ari? Apparently I have to be here, otherwise she just walks up and down the house not knowing what to do with herself. She was being super funny yesterday because Dino wasn't right. But she's still really funny today, even though Dino's back to his normal self. I have a solution. Come. Come. Okay, stay there. Thank you. She's a real bed bug, this dog. She always wants to be in the bed. She always wants to be where we are. So if we get in the bed, she's in there. She is in there. It doesn't matter if there's no space. She will just jump on your face. She's absolutely ridiculous. Dino's like a bit more, I don't know, elegant in his mannerisms. He's like a slinky fox. And she's like a big elephant, like, well, I don't know how big I am, and I don't know where I'm putting my feet, and I'm just like super awkward and funny. What is she squeaking about? Jesus Christ. This is the funniest life ever. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves. How can I help you? Oh, it's a little bit cold out here. Check if she needs to pee. I can't imagine she would. Like, what is she doing? She's just walking up and down outside as well. She's such a weirdo. Oh, she's doing something. Oh, she does need to go. Bless her heart. It's so hard to read this dog sometimes. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Was that what all the huffle and puffles were about? Was that the big hassle? Hello, funky woman. Welcome. It's a live stream while giving birth. You're mad. I love it. So, recently I've been on Instagram. There are pages where people are literally filming themselves giving birth and stuff. And somehow that's fine. But me, like, literally covering my nipples. Sorry, I'm just directing the dog to the bed so she's not being annoying. I recently had a post removed by Instagram for nudity, and I'm literally covering my nipples and like making a joke that Instagram's ridiculous. And months later, Instagram's like, we've removed this post because it breaks our rules about nudity. And then somebody sends me an Instagram where you get to see everything, and there's little tiny humans coming out of the lady's bits, and I'm like, oh, okay, so things like this exist on Instagram. But me doing this and being like, oh, Instagram, such prudes, they're like, this is nudity, and I'm like, where? Check again, please. So doing the live stream while giving birth, apparently there are ways around the nudity thing. I just don't know what they are. Don't quite know how to do it. Yeah, there's bugs. There's bugs in all countries. That would be absolutely insane, wouldn't it? Live stream. I think that's a moment most people wouldn't want live streamed, like especially the first time. Yeah, no, you can't do anything on YouTube these days. Like, it's really... Don't get me started. Don't get me started. But we really need to get our stuff together. And I've got a hard drive with like 700 odd videos, or however many that I managed to rescue. thank all the gods and goddesses of all the universes that I managed to save so much of my content from my previous channel, my original channel. So eventually I will be uploading those to Rumble. Just got to do it. Just got to do it. And they're in a super random order. So that's going to be really fun to try to like somewhat remember. Like, I remember the first ever video. It's called like first ever YouTube video or Hello YouTube. That was it. So, oh my God, there's 30 of you here. Hi everyone. Where are you all coming from? Yeah, they do. Amazing. So, watch this space, baby. I have been eating eggs, yeah. It's so weird. I have a friend on Instagram who's like been raw vegan since forever, and suddenly she's eating eggs and she's eating sourdough. And I was saying to Rob, like, I can't believe she's eating eggs now, you know, this is so wild. And I saw her a few times post on her, and I was like, I fancy some eggs, and it had been so long. Like in Sweden, we ate eggs because of Rob's family's farm. They have chickens, so we would just always have eggs from our chickens. So we had eggs all the time. But since being in Spain, so almost a year since March, we haven't had eggs like a single time until recently. Maybe if we ordered like a pad thai or something for takeaway from some Thai place, like once or twice. Ari, please stop pacing up and down. So yeah, I went to the ecological shop here locally and I got myself a 6-pack of eggs and I inhaled those. And then Rob started laughing at me that I'm wanting eggs all the time now, apparently. But he wasn't eating the eggs, it was just me. And then he wanted eggs and suddenly we were eating eggs all the time. And then it was like we had enough of the eggs. We ate so many eggs, we were like, no more eggs. And then it went a little while, and then we bought eggs again. So yeah, eggs have started to come back in. And anytime I have a feeling for food that I haven't eaten in a really long time, I'm just like, the baby wants. Have I ever been to the U? Do you mean the US? No, if that's what you mean, I've never been to the US. Hello, Alec. Hi, it's nice to see you, or it's nice to interact with us. How are you? I'm really, really amazing. I'm going to show you. I already showed one at the start. Look at the baby. I'm like at 4 months now, and I haven't started feeling any movement or any kicks or anything, but I saw a post on Instagram today that it's between 20 to 28 weeks, and usually definitely at 28 weeks you will start feeling movement and kicking and stuff. So that's at like 7 months we checked on Google, so I still have a little while to go. But yeah, eggs are not medical medium approved. We did this medical medium veggie ramen dish yesterday. I love noodles and I love ramen. I always have just been such a sucker for noodle things. And I was telling someone about it. I was talking to Ferdi Ello and saying I'm making ramen, and then I saw a little ramen emoji pop up, and I clicked it, and there was a little tiny egg and a little tiny emoji, and I was like, oh, we have eggs. Should we do boiled eggs and put them on top of the ramen? Ooh. And then I was like, this really breaks the medical medium vibe because he's very against eggs. But yeah, blame the baby. Baby wants eggs, so eggs it is. Around Christmas time, I was craving so many different like foods I had growing up. I was craving Poland, I think. Yeah, I already had the pregnancy cravings. When I was little in Poland, I ate pickled cucumbers all the time, but pickled cucumbers in Poland are different from pickles how you know them in the UK. We have like two types. A cucumber is called ogórek, so plural it's ogórki. So we have ogórki kiszone and ogórki kwaszone. So what most people know in the UK is like the kwaszone ones, and the kiszone ones is a little bit more like sour, like they make your face go like. And I absolutely loved them. I always have loved them. And around Christmas time, I was really craving this. And I found some pickled cucumbers in a shop, but it was not the right ones, obviously. And I was also craving chicken noodle soup because I grew up on chicken noodle soup, but I've never made it myself. I haven't eaten meat in ages. I didn't like the idea of buying a whole chicken, putting it in a pot, and cooking up this soup. I was like, no, no. But if I could just teleport to Poland and I'm suddenly at my grandma's house and she just so happens to have a pot of it on, I would be like, hand it over. I don't need any chicken meat in there, but just the broth. And I kept going on about it, and I eventually found like a Polish vegetarian recipe for the same kind of thing, minus the chicken. And it didn't have that same kind of like fattiness, the same like brothiness to it, obviously, but it was still really good. So yeah, I've already had some cravings. Nothing like super weird. Like I know people end up wanting some super strange food combination. I haven't had like that. Would I go clubbing barefoot? I would if they would let me. Maybe I would go in with shoes just so that no one said anything, and once I'm in there, throw them off. Or maybe I've already done that in my life. Have I ever visited the Ribble Valley in the UK? No, I haven't. I lived in the UK, I grew up there, but I've never even heard of Ribble Valley. Thank you, you're beautiful too. I love us. I can't believe how many people there are here, and I'm just going on about cucumbers. No, we don't know the gender yet. When we went for the ultrasound, I thought I was already at 15 weeks, but then I was only at 12 weeks. So she said she couldn't tell the baby was too small, and she couldn't see the gender. She couldn't quite tell because the baby was too small. But we saw it like wiggling around, and we heard the heartbeat, and she said everything was fine. Like it was already like having a brain and a spine and arms and legs. And even though I've been getting bigger and like this whole situation's changing, but it like, I don't know, it made it feel really real. Like, yeah, of course, my body changing's pretty real, but the moment of seeing it on the screen and hearing its heartbeat and watching it wiggle around, it was really like, oh my God. And when I spoke to my dad the most recent time, he asked me if I can feel it moving around yet or not. And I was like, not yet. And he was like, just you wait. Just you wait until you can feel it moving around. That's gonna be so crazy. Yeah, I am literally gonna make my own sour pickles. That's what we're gonna call them in English. That sounds good. Thank you, Nicholas. Yeah, I was looking up recipes on how to do it. There were a few things that sounded a little bit like, where am I going to get that? But that's because I was checking Polish recipes, so maybe I'm just open air summer rave barefoot is amazing. Yeah, being barefoot in general is amazing. And I love a rave. It's been so long since I've been to a good rave. Oh, that sounds so good. Yes. Mushroom noodle soup. Oh, me and my noodles. Don't get me started. I'm gonna start cooking up some noodle things. Yeah, I make an income from my OF. That's where I get most of my income from, basically. I'm gonna grab a pizza, don't mind me. If you haven't checked out my OF, you definitely should. We're having loads of fun on there. I don't know, you know, so many people have said it's going to be a girl. It seems to be a vibe. Everybody thinks it's a girl. Like, so many people have said that. Because I'm quite big for how far along I am. My dad said some funny old people Polish saying that I look beautiful and therefore it's a boy, because if it was a girl then she steals her mother's beauty or something like that. It's so funny, like people's guessing games of if it's going to be a boy or a girl. I think Rob would really like it to be a boy just because then he has like a mini him, and I really don't mind either way. Maybe perhaps I'd even also like it to be a he, because I don't know, having been a girl, I know how much of a hassle that can be with all the different things we go through as women, and I can't speak for what it's like for the opposite gender. Oh, they're really, really tasty. They're really good. Oh, something fell off. They're so cute, no? I'm just gonna grab the salt because there's no salt or pepper in most of his recipes, or many of them. And yeah, I like to put a little bit of salt. It is really amazing, isn't it? Even though this is like the most human thing ever, it feels very alien. Like, it literally feels so alien to be having this experience. And I reckon when she starts kicking, it's going to be even more surreal. Like, it's already such a strange experience to think, like, I'm growing a human inside of me. Like, it doesn't feel real. It feels very surreal and very alien. Like, I don't know. I know that it's just common knowledge that this is how babies are made and this is how we were born, and it's but then going through the experience, like actually experiencing it firsthand, is just like I can't even put it into words. If you're a woman and you've had kids, then you maybe know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, then maybe one day you'll experience it for yourself. And if you're a man, there is no way you could ever imagine what it's like. It's so crazy. Yeah, the dogs have noticed. They both want to sleep with me. It's like they want to protect me. We try to get really good quality salt, like real sea salt that's local. We used to get Himalayan salt all the time, but now Celtic salt is the best. We had a big bag of Celtic salt in Sweden, and it ran out at some point. We brought it with us, and it ran out at some point months ago, and we never got new. And then we remembered a friend, a witchy friend that we had in Portugal, who would always talk about the importance of good quality local sea salt. So I got some of that, and I'm really loving it. I think salt is important. But good quality. I've got a big good quality salt. Thank you. Oh, I'm excited and nervous. Big up Celtic salt. Literally the most alien thing ever. I never imagined myself doing this, growing a little mini me inside of me. We should do a vote. It's going really good, thank you. Where did I go barefoot today? Today I was at home cleaning full power, and we went for walks with the dogs, and then we went to the big shopping mall just to go into the dog shop to buy dog food. and came home again. So we didn't really go on many missions today. But I'm barefoot all day, every day, all the time, everywhere. So anywhere and everywhere, that's where I am barefoot. I think we should do a vote. Who thinks it's going to be a girl and who thinks it's going to be a boy? Many people think it's going to be a girl. It definitely seems to be a vibe. Soon we will see. Yeah, everyone's saying girl. Well, the whole two of you who have said something. We found this super cute local honey shop with raw honey. And the lady in there absolutely loves me. She's always giving me cuddles, giving me things for free. She's just such a sweetie. When I told her I was pregnant, she was like giving me hugs, all emotional. And then I went in there one day just to say hi. Like, I had enough honey and everything. And I was like, look, this big. And she said she has had 2 kids. And when she had the girl, she was really, really big. And then when she had the boy, she was really small until like the 6th month or something. And then, so she thinks it's going to be a girl. And we met some like pretty trippy dude at the beach who was like predicting it was going to be a girl. There's just so many people saying it's going to be a girl. Well, maybe it is a girl. Ari, why are you pacing up and down? Please, go back to the sofa. One second. What happened? Excuse the dog. She's going through something. How is Ari doing? That is literally my question too. Ari, how are you doing? I don't think she's feeling very well. She's been having some funny poops. She was super worried about Dino yesterday when he had his little freak out. We're not sure 100% what happened. We think he may have been bitten by a snake. And he was really scared and he was shaking. Mr. Nature is just hoping for a boy. Everyone's saying girl, so he's saying boy, just to be different. Yeah, this dog, for those who didn't hear the story, I found her when, like, around here, like, 10-minute walk from this house, which is out in the mountains. I found her, like, curled up, sleeping on a pile of trash, and she was really skinny and looking really, like, malnourished and stuff, so I thought she was... Yeah, definitely. So I thought she was abandoned, or she was lost, or I don't know. Someone had just given up on her. So basically, I didn't bring her home. I just encouraged her to follow me, and she came home with me. And then I put my number there just in case somebody was missing her. And then, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days later, somebody calls in Spanish. And my Spanish is terrible, so I'm just like, dog? And he's like, yes, dog. And I'm like, okay, I have your dog. Sorry, like, blah, blah, blah. And then I took her back to that same spot and gave her back. And the guy was like, Ari. That's how we know her name is Ari. I've let her outside now. I don't know what is going on. She's being so freaking weird today. But yeah, what is she doing? But yeah, so I gave her back to this guy. Tried to explain, like, I'm sorry, I thought she was homeless, I thought she was abandoned, like, I didn't know what to think. And he was like, yeah, it's okay, fine. And then I left, and about half an hour later, she was at my house. Like literally, I was standing in the kitchen and she was jumping up at the window. I was like, what the hell? So I bring this guy and I'm like, your dog is here again. I'm like, what? So then he's like, oh yeah, he picked her up. I went to give her back again. I went back to the same spot and was like, here's your dog. And he was like, he said something super weird, like, I'm gonna have to take her home to where I live, which is down by the beach. And I was like, oh, like what? So like the place where I found her is like where he has his fruits and stuff. Oh, she's doing a poop. Bless her, she's got a funny belly. She just keeps pooping. I don't know what the hell is going on. There's something going on with the dogs, guys. But yeah, so I gave her back a second time. He shoved her in the car and then drove down, like it's like a 20-minute drive, about an hour walk to get here from the beach. And about an hour later, she was back again at the front door. So twice I tried to give this dog back to its owner and she came back both times. And I was like, what? So obviously I tell him again, like she's back. And he's like, saying, since you don't want her, I'll have to keep her. And I was thinking, since I don't want her, she's your dog that I took. And now she doesn't want to be with you, it seems. And like this miscommunication. And I was like, look, if you don't want her, I'll take her. And he was like, okay. It was like the weirdest thing. So I ended up with the dog. And then because he has his garden here with his passion fruits and like a big space, like a grow of passion fruits and dragon fruits. So we saw each other again, like I'm driving home and he's driving away and he stops me. He's like waving at me and he hands me her passport. So he's abusive towards her. He doesn't want to keep her. He's not been feeding her because she was super skinny and looking like really like malnourished, like skin and bone. But he has a passport for her and she's had all her vaccinations and all the different things like that you need to have for a dog. So he cared about her enough to do all of that, but he didn't care about her in the sense that he's just leaving her there outside of his garden place, not really taking her home to him. Maybe she was only allowed to be outside or something, and she wasn't being really well fed. And then she comes home with me. She's obviously got a friend with Dino. She gets given real quality food, and I gave her a shower and stuff because she was so nasty when I first found her. So through me giving her love in that initial moment, I guess she was like, why would I go back to that guy? Like, what the hell? So that's why she kept coming back to me, I guess. And now she's just my dog. And we see him sometimes and he goes like, oh, Ari, but he's like super like aggressive in the way he interacts with her. But she doesn't like, she's not afraid of him. She says like hi to him and jumps on him and she's super excited. But she definitely has been traumatized because she gets scared if people move too quickly, if people go, oh, what a cute dog, and so try to say hello to her too like abruptly. She doesn't bite them, but she like she like marks like nope, I don't want. So yeah, me and this dog found each other. That's how she ended up being here. And yeah, funnily enough, the name Ari means sun-like in, was it Hebrew? It was like Scandinavian roots meaning eagle. Another like Indian or something, it meant lion. And then one other like Latin or something, it was sun-like. So the sun-like dog found the sun and was like, we're meant to be together. But what I think happened, because she's clearly had a lot of puppies, she's got big saggy nipples, is I think he was using her because she's a pure breed Weimaraner, which is probably a expensive fancy pants dog if you're gonna buy it. I think he basically used her to make money, to poop out loads of babies. And now she's like 7 years old. And I guess he was done with making money off of the dogs. So it didn't really matter to him anymore. And he was just like, ugh. And then I came along and was like, I'll take her off your hands. And he was like, okay, enjoy, bye. And now we have 2 dogs. she's a good girl. She's a silly old lady. She reminds me of a goat because she's always hungry and she'll eat anything. And she obviously had to survive and fend for herself because she's always sniffing at bins, and she's always like, if someone has their hand like this, she goes like, because she thinks there's food in it. I think she has bad eyesight as well because she like walks into things sometimes and is a bit like unaware. Yeah, the eagle lion son is really cute, isn't it? Before we knew her name, we were trying to figure out a name. No name seemed perfect. Rob was like, what about this? What about this? And I was just like, like I couldn't decide on one. I had her for like 3 or 4 days, nameless, before the owner revealed himself, or the previous owner, and said, Ari. And I was like, aha, she already has a name, obviously. That's why I couldn't decide on a name for her, because she wasn't destined to have any other name. She's already got her name, you know? The breakup was real. It was a mess. It was my fault. It wasn't anyone's idea. It was me repeatedly making the same mistake to a point where it was like, Rob was like, no more. But we had already, this was at the start of October, and we had already booked, my mum had already booked a holiday at the end of October to come see us. She had booked a place for her and my brother and sister and was going to come visit for a week. So I said, even though we're not together, is it alright if I stay here and we just carry on as friends? And after my mum's gone, I'll bugger off, I'll figure out where I'm going. Because this is technically, he's the one paying the rent and his dogs and whatever. So I was going to leave. And then at some point during that week that my mum was here, we made the baby. Obviously by accident, because we weren't even together then. We were supposedly breaking up and I was supposedly figuring out where I'm going. Yeah, it wasn't staged, absolutely not. It's been a wild ride, this relationship, an emotional roller coaster, but that has just been me battling within my own mind, and it's been the same story on repeat every single relationship I've ever had. So I'm finally healing from the trauma that's causing me to have been repeating the same patterns. And Rob is the angel that was able to love me unconditionally through all of my shit, to still want to be with me and believe in me and love me no matter how much bullshit I put him through. So it was absolutely real. It was not at all a fake thing for attention or something like that. No, like there was a moment where it really seemed like it's game over, but it was really strange. I was really finding it hard to leave. Like it seemed like something like was about to happen or something, I don't know. And then yeah, I found out that I'm pregnant, which I always thought I don't want to have kids, absolutely not. And then I found out I was pregnant, and instead of being like, oh, at first, like my first initial reaction was like freak out. But yeah, somehow I felt like, oh, instead of feeling like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I felt really like, yeah. So, no, hello, Jack. One more time. Third time's the charm. Look at these trousers that I can tie up. So I can't really wear any of my clothes apart from dresses. But today I figured out I've got these trousers. The bump. The bump is good. I'm feeding the bump pizza. My name isn't Jasmine, that's my sister's name. My name is Ola, which is the most funny name in the world to have in Spain, because it literally means hello in this country. But yeah, good question about the breakup. I guess, of course, it was a real plot twist to go from we're breaking up to we're having a baby. Well, I made a video from a real place of like despair of, oh, I've ruined everything and we're breaking up and what am I gonna do? I'm such a terrible person. But then I deleted that video. And yeah, and here we are. No, we don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I was only at 12 weeks when I went for the ultrasound and the lady couldn't tell. But I kind of don't want to know. Rob wanted to know, but I was like, no, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. You can tell him, but like whisper it to him or something. I don't want to know. And then she said she couldn't even tell. I thought I was already at 15 weeks, but the lady said I was only 12 and it was too tiny and she couldn't tell. But we got to see it swimming around and hear its heartbeat. Yeah, I do have big karma points of Ari. I love Spain. I love Spain. I first came to Spain as a child, like age 10 or 11, I don't remember, with my family. And I thought Spanish was just such a cool language. I loved the way the people are, like how they speak with their hands, and they're so like la 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 la. Felt like very warm, very like happy, flamboyant, blah 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 people that talk with their hands, like Italians as well. And I really love that. I really like that, and I always said I'd love to learn Spanish. I remember when I was in Sweden with Rob, and I didn't yet feel like learning Swedish, and I was moaning like, oh, why do you have to be Swedish? Who wants to learn Swedish? Who wants to live in Sweden? Why can't you be Spanish or something? And yeah, crazy. And the funny thing is, when I left England 7 or 8 years ago with my ex, the first place we went traveling to was down the road, basically like an hour drive from here, to Beneficio in Orhiva. And the intention for us back then was we're leaving England, we're never coming back. He had been to this place before, to Beneficio, and he was like, this place is amazing and we can build a little house and have a little garden and do this and that and we can just have our own little life. And I was like, amazing. And I was really like up for this, like we're never going back and blah blah blah. And then we got here and we didn't stay very long, and he had like itchy feet to just keep traveling. So thanks to my then boyfriend Alex, we ended up going to Amsterdam of all places, and then we went to Germany, and then we went to this place and that place, and we traveled around a bit until we split up in Portugal. And 1 year later I met Rob, and now we're back. I'm back to basically the same place where I started my travels, and this time with the house and the garden and the things, just like the original plan, but just rearranged who it's with. I think it's so crazy how things work out. So I was making pizza earlier, so it was really warm in the house, and I was all like nervous and excited when I went live, so I took the jumper off because I was too hot. But now the oven's obviously cooled down because I started to feel a bit cold just then. Do you know what I'm having? Because everyone's telling me it's a girl. And if you feel like you know, you are welcome to say, and we will see. We will see. If it's a boy, then nearly everyone was wrong. Yeah, I really love Spain. And not only does my name mean hello in the pronunciation of it, but my name, the way it's spelled, actually is the Spanish word for wave, like wave of the sea. And I think that's really beautiful. Sometimes when I order something online on a Spanish website and you type in your name, like when you obviously filling out the address, and so I put my name and then I get an email in Spanish to say your order's been sent out, and it like automatically translates on my phone into English, and it sometimes says hello wave, your order is on its way or whatever, and it always makes me laugh, like my name is a wave. Kieran, are you telling me to go back to England? Because I don't plan to go back to England. I will go back at some point to visit, but I do not want to live there. Absolutely not. If anything, maybe we go to an even more exotic place. We wanted to move to Thailand when we were in Thailand last year. We were really set on like, we're gonna live here. This place is so amazing. Oh my goodness. It still feels so surreal. I grew up in the UK technically. I was born in Poland and I left when I was 9 with my mum and dad. And then I lived in England from the age of 9 until I left when I was 20 with my ex Alex. So I guess 9 is still quite young. Yeah, it sounds so English. I literally am an undercover Polish lady. That's what I always say to people. And it's really good that I'm not English because it's quite a challenge for English people these days, like with traveling since the Brexit thing, since they left the European Union, English people have a much harder time. So when I meet random people who are on their holiday or just traveling or they're trying to live here and they're from England and they hear me speak and they assume I'm English mostly, and then they're like, oh, what are you doing about, like the whole Brexit thing? And I'm like, oh, wow. I hate to be that guy, but I actually have a Polish passport. So I am part of the European Union and I don't have to worry about all of that. And then they get a bit like, fuck you. Because they're jealous. Because if I had an English passport, a British passport, I would also be in the same shit that all these people are in. I actually met a guy 2 days ago who was 90 years old when we were sitting at this cafe. He started saying hello to the dogs and he was like, oh, I had 2 or 3 Cocker Spaniels in my life or whatever type of Spaniel. And he said, no, I'm too old. And then we started chatting and I'm like, where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm British. And I was like, yeah, of course. And he was like, and you? And I was like, I'm actually not British. I just sound really British. I just grew up there. And then he told me, I'm technically legally not supposed to be here. And I was like, yeah, that's fair enough. And he was like, and I can't go back because if I go back, then they won't let me come back again. So I'm just not going back. His thinking was like, I love it here and I don't have long left and I'm just going to stay here until until the moment comes. And he said he's got a daughter that's 60 years old, like it's her birthday soon, and other family that keep telling him to come back, and he's just like, no. And I was like, good on you. If you've got family trying to pull you back to England, you just tell them what you want about. You come here. If you want to see me, book a holiday, like when it's your daughter's 60th, just get her to come over. He was really sweet. He said he was a great grandfather. So he's not just got kids and grandkids, he's got his grandkids have got kids. And it was like, wow. I hope he lives many, many more years. He was a very friendly gentleman. We've actually been meeting a lot of older people. We made some friends who are like 80 something years old, happily married for 59 years. That was cute. Met a lady who's like, I don't actually know how old she is, but she's a grandmother and she's Polish. She's a good friend of mine now. Yeah, I know, right? I'm hanging out with old people and I love it. Absolutely love it. and met an English guy called Mark in the supermarket. He's like 60 something, and he's a friend of ours who loves hiking, and he's a nutritionist, so he's about health, and he goes to the gym, and he likes to go on hikes, and he's always trying to arrange, like, we're always trying to find the moment when we're both free, like when we're all free, all of us, so we can go on a hike together, and it's just super cute. Obviously, we also meet people our own age, but the majority of our friendship group at the moment is people way older than us, people old enough to be our grandparents, basically. And it's amazing. I know, he was just brilliant. He was absolutely wonderful. 90-year-old man. I was like, yes, and plenty more, please. Good people to talk to in the sauna. Oh, hi, Jorgen. I haven't been in a sauna in so long. Oh my gosh. I'm starting to really get excited about going back to Sweden. We'll be going back to Sweden in May because, yes, literally, you get it. You get it, fungi woman. Literally. So last year, Rob went back to Sweden to work from May to August. So I was here by myself for those 3 months, or I was with Dino until I found Ari, and then it was me and the two dogs. And this year I'm due in July, mid-July, so I'm not going to be left here by myself to deal with that. I'm going with him. We're all going to go, and the dogs and everyone, back to Sweden in May at some point, in time for him to start working on the 15th of May. He's going to work 3 months, so until August 15th, and then we'll come back again. So, and I haven't been to Sweden since we left in March of last year, so literally soon it's going to be a year since I've been here, and I'm so excited. I'm excited for the blueberries, I'm excited for the forest, I'm excited just to go back to Sweden and things like the sauna, like certain things, to see all of Rob's family. Eventually there'll be mushrooms popping up in the woods, and why did I take so long of not uploading videos? Well, I had a lot going on in my life, basically. Uh, I don't really have an answer to that. I was too busy having a mental breakdown for a while and trying to figure my life out, and just honestly, to be like brutally honest with you, I have been such a mess for years now, and I just did a really good job of putting a brave face on and being like, everything is fine, woohoo, sunshiny vibes, while actually in here it was just like chaos and like a war of like me versus me. Who am I? What is going on? What do I want? What do I feel? Who do I want to be with? Where do I want to be? I don't freaking understand what is going on. But the last, I don't know how long, I've started to feel like I'm figuring it out. More like I'm remembering who I am. And I think this experience here is like accelerating this. I have two friends now who have said that they truly believe that having a baby pushes all of the shit up to be dealt with quickly, like accelerates the awakening process, because you don't really have long left to sort it out. It's like, okay, get your shit together like now, because soon, like if I don't figure my traumas or my whatever out, then I'm going to have a negative impact on this baby. I'm going to put all that shit onto the child. But if I sort it all out before the baby comes out, it's like perfect. And maybe that's just their opinion, but I feel that's been really the case for me. And maybe every woman goes through that. Maybe people just brush it off as like crazy hormonal pregnant woman. But I do really agree that's what's been going on, and thank God, because the way I've been, like the past 4.5 years, almost 5 years since I've been with Rob, I have been a nightmare. Honestly, he has been an actual saint putting up with me, and it's come to breaking point like so many times. It's been so close to like, oh, I can't do this anymore. But his love for me has been unconditional, and through being loved unconditionally like that against all odds, it's given me an opportunity to like heal from like abandonment wounds, the abandonment wound from my father leaving when I was a child, and all this kind of stuff that we all carry within us that most of us haven't taken the time to look at or deal with. Like, we all have our own unique, like, whatever going on in here that we're either very open about or we don't really want to talk about because it's like, eh. And for example, there's a book I'm reading about, or I started reading and I haven't finished, about conscious co-creation as opposed to being in codependent relationships. And they talk about like figuring out your core beliefs. So, for example, I must have had a core belief of people abandoning me because I have been repeating the same kind of trauma on a loop of like, my mum kicked me out, and then my dad's like, my stepmom kicked me out, and then nearly every place I've ever lived, I've been kicked out of. And it's not like, oh, poor me, and I'm gonna throw me a pity party in victim mode, but I have acted like that a lot. But it's not like, oh, these people are kicking me out. It's like, I have been such a difficult teenager, young adult, that people just went like, I can't do it anymore. Just fuck off and go be a problem for somebody else to deal with because I don't want to deal with you. And it was really, really difficult for Rob. And it was obviously difficult for me not understanding this and not knowing why I'm behaving like this. And basically, if the core belief is that, then even if you really love someone and you want it to work and stuff, you will basically self-sabotage yourself based on your subconscious or unconscious mind in a way that doesn't benefit you, and it's not what you really want, but you don't even know that you're running these programs. And we're all programmed and running from being run by the unconscious. And then once you start to like tear apart these layers of like unlearning and just sorting it all out, finally I feel like, I don't know why it's taking me so long. I guess I should make more videos about this and figure it all out a bit more, like what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I hope that somewhat answers your question. The last few months have been a whirlwind, an emotional roller coaster of me figuring out my shit like once and for all, and not like, oh, I think I figured it out, and then repeating the loop and just being in this never ending loop of like just the same old shit on repeat. And meditation, yoga, breath work, all that stuff that people recommend really is a key to sorting it out, because if you are present in the moment, you're not gonna repeat the pattern and play out the trauma the way you have done countless times in the past. But if you are just existing from the programming, from the unconscious, then you just end up playing out the same thing. Notice that, like, every relationship you ever had, for example, probably or possibly has a similar theme, or that things happen in your life that seem to be like cycling. Maybe you had this one boyfriend and then they treated you like XYZ, and then you split up with them, and then you got a new boyfriend and you thought it was going to be different, but it kind of went similar, and you broke up with them, and like there is a pattern, because the pattern will keep repeating until we recognize the pattern, break the pattern, and do it differently. Well, it took me a really long time to recognize it and do it differently. Okay? I'm happy to be here now and to be able to recognize these things within myself and then hopefully help others who are stuck in a loop of something somewhat similar, because I'm sure there are others out there that are going through some pretty fucked up shit, and it's not always light and easy to talk about. It can be quite brutal, quite heavy. Maybe there's abuse or violence or whatever going on in your life that you're not really even wanting to talk to anyone about, but we all go through fucked up shit. That's just a part of life. And as soon as we kind of decide like enough is enough, and I deserve love, and I deserve to love myself because I deserve that, and I want better for myself, and I want better for my loved ones, and it's time to start treating myself and the people in my life better, differently, time for change, time for something else. That's when change will happen, not when some person comes to save you or some situation magically makes everything okay. No, it doesn't. There is no savior that's going to come and save us. Like, we've all heard this or read this on Facebook or Instagram, but it really is true. You are the one you are looking for, and you are the one ultimately who's going to save the day for you. Oh, Ari is now snoring. So she's finally calmed down. She had to go out a couple times. And now she's snoring. I don't know if you can hear it. Yes, I'm going to be giving birth in Sweden. And maybe you would like to take care of the house, my love. Oh, yeah. I love it when people came across my channel from the Liberty Caps. I absolutely love Liberty Caps. And it's been forever since I've had some Liberty Caps. We haven't looked for any mushrooms while we were here, since we've been here, but there were people. Oh, thank you so much. Oh. There were definitely mushrooms popping up here, different kinds of mushrooms, not Liberty Caps, like some type of cubensis that grow here, but not around here. It's like an hour or 2 hour drive towards Sevilla. I don't know how they say it. A bit higher up in the mountain. Hello, Jazzy Frazzle. Welcome. It's okay that you're late. This is my first time being live on this channel, and yeah. At first, I was super nervous, to be honest. Look, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but the time is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah! So you come at the perfect time. And I'm sorry I was gone for so long. I needed to sort my shit out. And now I feel like I got my ducks in a row. And now my ducks are all lined up in a nice, neat row so that I can help all of you guys, because we really cannot fill up another's cup from an empty cup. So first we need to fill up our own cup, and then when your cup is overflowing, then it's like, whoa, hello everybody. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I guess I was not in the right place to make videos. I was not in the right headspace. I was never really 100% in the right headspace. I just told myself I was, and everything was okay and it's fine. And I think partially that could have been why I lost my original channel, because yes, obviously I was breaking all the rules and doing all the things, but I was also not really fully coming from a place of authenticity and genuine love for myself and for the world. And I guess then life is like, no, And now I'm getting a second chance to do it properly. So I'm going to tread more lightly and I'm going to approach it a bit differently. And I'm going to post all the videos that I managed to rescue onto Rumble. I will do it. I will do it. Okay. As you can see, it's taking time at the moment. It used to be like, yeah, video every day, bam, 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 for years, like, boop, 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 boop. And now it's more realistic, more coming from an authentic place of what's more real and more doable. Like, I made a video, I made the barefoot video on Valentine's Day. That took forever to upload, but then finally got it out to you guys. And then the next day I made a video because I was just in a really good mood and we would just jumped in the sea and it was like, ah. And then the next day, or like that same day, I don't know, because I started to get into the spirit of like making, like, let's make a video every day, like, yeah, let's get back on it. That encouraged Rob also to be like, I'm gonna make videos, I'm gonna go now for a walk and just talk and see what happens. And he made a really cool video, and then he was like, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna make another one tomorrow. And then when tomorrow came, Dino randomly, like, we don't fully know what happened. Like, maybe he got bitten by a snake, maybe he hurt himself, like something happened to Dino. So then our whole night rearranged to like, what is wrong with the dog, and like worry and anxiety and we stayed up all night last night just to keep an eye on him because maybe he needed something. And yeah, so now Rob's passed out on the sofa because he only slept for like an hour last night, but I managed to get like 5 or 6 hours sleep or however long. So, and I'm feeling good. So I've been feeling for a while like I want to do a live stream. I haven't done a live stream since I made the new channel, but now here we are in divine timing, obviously. No, no, no. There was no border. When we went to Portugal, there was no border. We drove and there was no, it was a bridge because between the south of Spain and the south of Portugal, there is a river. So we just went over a bridge, and it's like the strangest thing. It's like you're just driving, and if you drive off the road to the side, there's like a place where you can like go through a kind of checkpoint of like saying like, here I am, but it's like optional. And it's like, who's gonna go and say like, here I am, if it's optional? It's super weird. Yeah, you are in quite a sticky situation, aren't you? But we can message about this on Instagram. But yeah, so we're gonna be leaving for a few months, and yeah, we're keeping this place, but we haven't fully figured it out. But kind of the same like when we were leaving Sweden originally, and we had just built the cabin, and then suddenly we were going to be leaving, and it was literally like the day before we were going to leave, and we were just going to go and just, yeah, and thinking, oh, maybe at some point we'll like hire it out, like rent it out to someone or something. And then we had a friend over, like Rob's childhood friend, pardon me, Rob's childhood friend Robin came round, and he was like, oh my god, you guys are leaving for Spain, what's going to happen with this place? And we were like, this is just going to be empty. And he's like, he has literally had, in that moment, literally never moved out of his parents' house. And he has like a lot of siblings, and they have a lot of animals, and it's a small place. And like him, his mum, dad, this many brothers and sisters, this many dogs and cats and birds and whatever else. So, and he had just recently started working for Rob's family on the farm. So he's like, are you serious? Like, you just, can I, can I move in here, like pay rent and like live here while you guys are away? And we were like, that would be amazing. And because he's a friend, we were like pay us this much per month. And he was like, yes, of course. That's just like a fraction of my salary. So we can work that out. So like without even planning it or worrying about it or anything like that, like we're going to Spain and he's looking for a place to stay without really even thinking that he was looking for a place to stay, and suddenly he moved into the cabin, and for him it was perfect because he's like next door to where he works, and for us it was perfect because we're renting out our cabin that's anyway not being used, so he's helping us pay towards our rent, so it was like win-win-win-win-win situation for everybody. And now I guess we're in a similar situation of where we're going back to Sweden, and this place is just going to be here for 3 months while we're away, just and we want to keep all of our stuff here and keep paying the rent while we're not here. We haven't actually talked to the landlord about it yet, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. He's still going to be getting paid the rent, so I don't think he'll mind. But we have thought about perhaps Charlie, but we haven't spoken to him about it. Just if we were to know someone who we trust who would like a place to stay, um, yeah, and you would be a perfect fit if you would want to, if it aligns and stuff. Would be super cute. I think you'd love it. Just so that the place is being looked after while we're not here. Whoa, that sounds so nice. We're actually, at the moment, we just decided yesterday. Yeah, yesterday when we stayed up all night because of the dog, we drank a few coffees and then we were like, okay, let's do a break from substances, because obviously we're not drinking alcohol and we're not smoking any tobacco or anything, but we've still been having the holy herb, and I still had the occasional caffeine because that's fine. But yeah, for the sake of the baby, we decided no substances, so we're not having any holy herb at the moment. We're anyway having our own homegrown, so it's a gentle high, a nice, not ridiculously strong Babylon smoke. It's been lovely little homegrown buds. So yeah, uh, at least a week we're gonna do without any herb and no coffee, no caffeine. I haven't really been having coffee much. Rob's still been drinking coffee, but I've been drinking matcha. I've become a real matcha lady. Absolutely love me a matcha. But it's also good, obviously, for the sake of the baby. I haven't been having caffeine every day, but I've had caffeine here and there. And now we're going to have a little break. Oh, I love matcha. If you just have it by itself, it just doesn't taste that good. But if you have it with milk, like plant-based milk, and you put some sweetener in it, the first time I tried it, I was like, but it really grew on me when we were in Thailand. I was drinking iced matchas all the time in Thailand, and I was introduced to it the first time, I think, by a friend in Sweden, and she was obsessed with it, and I was like, yeah, I guess, like, but yeah, recently I really fell off. No, he's not. He and the mum and the baby. Charlie's whole situation really fell apart. They don't have the baby anymore and they are not together anymore. But I don't know if he would appreciate me saying all this, but Charlie has met, let's just call her the love of his life. Charlie's in Portugal and he's a happy bunny. So even though he's not with baby mama, and that's all a bit of a mess, he is a happy Charlie over in Portugal, staying in a healing center community something. When we went to Tejero on New Year's Eve, he said we should go visit him, and it was just a 20-minute drive from Tejero. So he's not far. He's not far from maybe where you are. So yeah, maybe you could at some point magically appear out of the bushes like you do in a cloud of smoke and go say hello. That would be amazing. My favorite food is noodles, ramen specifically, as we established. My favorite drink at the moment is matcha. I really love Red Bush. That's a really good caffeine-free tea that I absolutely love, Red Bush. And I recently, our friend Mark bought me a pack of tea bags that were Red Bush chai tea, and we finished all those. They were delightful. So that's really nice too. I love freshly squeezed orange juice. Absolutely love freshly squeezed orange juice. And I love eating fruits. Fresh fruits are also the absolute best. I really like chocolate, especially if it's like organic and coconut milk and coconut sugar and all that kind of stuff. That's another thing I'm really excited about. Sweden has some really good chocolates that are like cacao, coconut sugar, coconut butter, and coconut milk or whatever. And it's just like, ah, I'm so excited for that. That's gonna be good. Yeah, he's in Portugal. You should probably see him. It would be cool. He's staying at a super nice community called like Healing Center, Healing Retreat. I don't remember, but I'll ask him and I'll send it over to you on Instagram. Um, he has met this lovely German lady. He said it feels like it's his Shakti and he seems really happy. And just yesterday, they were making like platters of fruits with like looking super beautiful with like papaya and then some other like I don't know mangoes or melon or whatever, and they were like making it look all beautiful and like pieces of coconut and like the whole table, like the whole spread was one of those like looking like one of these AI generated images where everything's all like perfect, you know, when they do like fruit retreats or something and they You don't know Red Bush? The favorite cartoon is Naruto. At the moment we're watching Naruto, yeah. Oh, I forgot that this doesn't actually have a bag. This is Red Bush. In this country they call it Rooibos, something like that. I tried this the first time at my dad's house. I'd never heard of it before, never tried it before. And then at my dad's house, like when my mom and dad split up, and at some point I would go to my dad's house and meet his new wife and stuff, and they have always Red Bush, and I make it with honey and a slice of lemon, and it's, oh, I might make one after the live. And at the start of the pregnancy, I was having like nausea. Like I never actually was sick, but I felt nauseous a lot in the beginning. And then I was drinking mint tea a lot, which was helping. Harry snores like an old lady. Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite cartoon, but yeah, Rob loves anime and he's introducing me to Naruto at the moment. Yeah, you saw the food platter, yeah. And a couple days ago, he was doing Qigong, pardon me, and he was guiding everyone through a session of Qigong, and someone was filming, and he shared that on his story as well. That looked super cool. So yeah, I think Charlie's pretty happy bunny. Yeah, he's in Portugal. He was here with us for a month. Then he went back to Sweden to sort his life out or whatever. He needed to fix some things. And then he thought he would come back here and then go to Portugal, but he ended up just going straight back to Portugal because he met this girl there before he went back to Sweden. So then he just wanted to get back to her, I guess. Yeah. Oh, you never heard it be called Red Bush? I've always known it as Red Bush. Am I saying it right? Roy Boys. How do you pronounce that? I don't know how to say it, so I just stick with Red Bush. Yeah, I had two friends in England that were ginger, and one of them literally calls herself Red Bush, like her name on Facebook is Red Bush, and the other one goes by Red Roots. what did I take today? Nothing. Today I have only had like 5 hours sleep because I stayed up all night last night. I haven't had any caffeine. I haven't smoked anything. I haven't consumed any substances. I haven't even had a cup of tea today. I ate some noodles I cooked earlier and ate some plantain. Drank freshly squeezed orange juice, water with lemon squeezed in it this morning. Ate some golden kiwis, maybe a banana. Oh, and I made these. I love that though, that you assume that I'm on something because that just means one vibe and high. Maybe it's the pregnancy. This is what I'm on today. A little potato-based pizzas medical medium recipe plus salt. Perfect. That's good. Thank you. Does anyone want a bite? One bite. Oh. Yeah, potato pizza. What a plot twist. First time. Really good. I had this jar of this tomato stuff from the ecological shop that I've had in the cupboard for a while, like unopened, so it's fine. Too much of anything can make you sick. Yeah, I've been feeling like this jar of tomato paste sauce, I don't fully know what to call it, was destined to be turned into a pizza. I think I made a tomato soup a while ago and I bought 2 big jars of this tomato stuff because I found one in an ecological shop or in the ecological section of a supermarket or something that didn't have any weird ingredients and wasn't too expensive. So I was like, I'm going to buy 2 just while I'm here and put one in the cupboard for another moment. And I just felt like its destiny was to become pizza. But we have a bag of spelt flour, but it's nearly finished. So it's been like, I want to make pizza, but I don't think I have enough flour. And then when we were trying to figure out what we were going to cook, Rob was like, should we cook some potatoes? And I was like, yeah, I have some dill in the freezer, like, let's do that. And he was scrolling on Medical Medium, like, potato recipes. And then he was like, why don't we make pizza? And I pulled up this jar of tomato stuff. And I was like, yeah, oh, but we don't have much flour. And he was like, it's okay, we could do it with potato. And I looked at him like, what? And he was like, yeah, Medical Medium has like multiple recipes for potato-based pizza. And I was like, okay, let's try it. And while we were making it, he ended up falling asleep on the sofa. So I woke him up and he ate like 1.5 and passed out again. And this is like my 4th one, but there's still like 5 left. So what am I on today? I'm on the baby. The baby's in me. Rob's mum sent me the funniest reel. Was it Rob's mum? I think somebody sent me this reel. It might have been Rob's mum. She's been sending me funny reels recently. Of like this little boy super upset and being like, Mum, why did you eat me? And she's like, what? And he's like, you ate me. Why did you eat me? And he's like saying that she told him that he was inside of her belly And he just didn't understand. She was like, that's how babies are made. Like, you came out of my belly. And he was like, but why did you eat me? And he's like genuinely super upset, like this little child. And in the end, she was like, because you taste delicious. Bless, little kids are just so funny. Mm. I'm actually really loving the OnlyFans. It's going really good. And I've never considered doing wiki feet. I don't even know what it is. There's so many different platforms. What is... I upload to OnlyFans, yep. Since forever, people on my YouTube were asking me why don't I just make an OnlyFans, and I was always like, no. And then when we were in Thailand last year, tripping on mushrooms, somehow on the mushroom trip on the 11th of the 11th magic portal, while we were at a place called Nirvana, we decided I should just make an OnlyFans. Just for my feet, you know, like, come on, just give the people what they want. Why not? Let's see. Maybe it's good. Like, maybe it will work out. That lasted like 5 days of it being just my feet. And then I ended up uploading nude modeling as well. So now it's like a combination of like, there's people there that just want to see my feet, and then there's people there that want to see my nude modeling posts. So it's like, I try to post on there every single day. Obviously, some days I don't manage, but most days I post. One upload to do with feet and one upload to do with some kind of nudity thing. I go live, I make uncensored weather reports, I do little videos, like whatever the hell comes to mind, and I just do modeling in nature. And I really enjoy it. I love to be nude, so anyway, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, that little boy. I know. Hello, Erica. Yo, I'm at like 4 months. I'll do this is the 4th time I'm getting the belly out. Little bum. This is how the bum is looking, full of pizza. Yeah. And my elephant's peeking through. Hello everybody! This is my first tattoo that I got when I was 18. Yeah, I know, it's just never-ending stuff. There's so many things. When sometimes I post something to OnlyFans, and they'll say like, this breaks the rules, and I'm like, oh, what? OnlyFans has rules? I didn't know. And then someone will be like, oh, you should just join oh no, I've forgotten what it's called. It's just like OnlyFans, but it's a little bit different, like for fans or something. And I'm like, I can't join every single platform that exists in the whole world because I'll just get overwhelmed. I feel really good, thank you. How are you, Erica? It's been a while. I'm really loving life. Now that I've gotten past the like nausea thing, I'm really loving pregnancy. These ones are great. And the no periods thing, that I'm absolutely loving that. I forgot that they were even a thing that exists, and sometimes a friend will say that she got her moon, or known that she's PMSing or something, and then I'll be like feeling like I got hit by a bus, like, oh my god, that's a thing. I forgot that was a thing. Oh. So I'm really loving it. I'm really truly enjoying pregnancy, yep. If we could just always be pregnant so we never have to worry about the whole menstrual cycle thing, I will maybe change my mind at the birth stage of the experience, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. It's going to be smooth sailing, effortless. It's just going to flop out like blop. Hopefully at home into a bathtub. Oh, is that so? Yes, let's go. I'm signing up for that. Where do I sign? Let's go. I feel like I need a wee. I've been nearly 2 hours without going to pee. That's amazing. I've been peeing so much. I'm like an old man with prostate issues or something, getting up 4 or 5 times in the night to go pee. And I'm not even that big yet. It's gonna be crazy when the baby's like proper big. I'm just gonna exist peeing 24/7. Just might as well just sit on the toilet like, I need to pee. 5 minutes later, oh, I need to pee again. It's a good thing I'm here. That's really good news, so thank you for telling me that. Absolutely wonderful. I'm loving this cow. Look at this absolute cutie, perfect cow. Woo! And this one's a bit more of a mess. Little baby hairs. Little baby hairs. I'm excited and nervous. I was born in Poland, but I grew up in England. And I moved first to Norwich. So I was living in Norwich a bit, Norwich City. And then my parents broke up and I went with my mum down towards Essex, Suffolk area, like right on the border, close to Manningtree. I don't know if you know it, like in between Ipswich and Colchester. And that was basically where I grew up from the age of like 10, 11 till I was 18, where I went back to my dad's house in Norwich. And then I left at 20 to travel and I just never went back. And nope, I do not plan to go back to England apart from just to visit family. It's not for me. I love it to visit, but I do not want to live there. I mean, you never know, never say never, of course, but yeah, it's not on the cards at least, I don't think. Not right now, at least. It's not something I think about. Oh, that sounds lovely, but in the summer I'm going to be birthing out a baby and I'll be in Sweden then. Thank you, though. That sounds really nice. Some Cali that's organic. Ooh. Whereabouts in the UK are you? I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna leave you guys here. Bear with me. I'll be right back. Baby Bob. I don't really mind. Usually I bring y'all with me to go pee. Or I have done in the past. I really, really don't mind. Um, you're from South London, but out of it. Amazing. That sounds wonderful. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea, I think. I got my red bush out. Rooibos, however you say it. when we were talking about drinks earlier, and I got myself excited for a cuppa of Red Bush with some lemon and honey. Okay, I'm gonna use this pot. I have a friend who's been enjoying the medical for a while now, who's in Ipswich ways, and I'm sure she would absolutely love to try some of your organic Cali. So maybe if I'm visiting her at some point, we can meet up and have a little smoke session. Yeah, it's a camera, but it's a fake. It's just to scare away. There's another one there. It doesn't actually work. Yeah, when I first moved in, I was like, dude, there's like 2 cameras in here, like what? And he was like, oh, don't worry, they don't work. It's more like if anyone was to break in. I don't know why, but yeah. To make it look like, oh, you don't want to rob this place, you know, we know. Yeah, it's super weird. Now, yeah, the camera in the corner. We're filming you. I'll have to do a little, once the baby's out and we're a little bit more established with the whole parenting thing, we'll have to do a little. Also got to go to Poland. Who likes dabs? Well, we'll pop over to you, Mike, for some organic Cali. Then we'll head on over to Jack's for some shrooms and some smokes. And then we'll go to Erica's and we'll do some dabs. And it's going to be a right treat. I love it. I love this community. You're all brilliant. You're all absolutely brilliant. I love you all. We've nearly been hanging out for 2 hours, but it feels like 2 minutes because we're all just such a lovely bunch, wanting to share all of our lovely. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, when I first moved in, I wasn't really, these ones are falling down now. I wasn't really worried about it, and then my friend came round and I had like the shrooms out and the weed out and I had everything out on the table, and she was super paranoid. She was like, the cameras, and I was like, they're not on, and she was like, how do you know? And I was like, I don't know, I just really trust that he's not spying on me. He's like a super sweet family man. He's got like 3 kids. Like, I've met his dad and his mom, and like they're all super lovely people, and like I've met his daughters and I've met his son, and like I don't know, I just trust that I'm not being spied on. And even if I was, I hope you enjoy, because it's definitely not what you expect, having us walking around nude half the time. I bet that's really quite a surprise. Oh, I don't know if I've tried them. Yeah, I think I did try a pair of those once. It was fun to try, but I don't wear shoes. So even if they call them barefoot shoes, that's like the biggest oxymoron ever. Here's some barefoot shoes. I'm like, barefoot shoes, barefoot or shoes, barefoot or shoes, barefoot shoes? Eh? No. I think I tried those last year in October before we went to Thailand. I was working, not last year, sorry, 2 years ago now, Jesus. I was working on the farm in Sweden, and there was another lady who recently moved onto the farm who was also like, she was really into aliens and like things like that. And she was like, yeah, I have a pair of those. And they just so happened to be my size. And she was like, do you want to try them? Where you put your toes in the individual things. It made me think about when I was little and I had these socks that you would put on, like with all the individual toes that were like long and stripy and went up above my knee. I love those. I absolutely love those socks. I had I don't know how many pairs of those socks when I was younger. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pay you rent anymore because you're obviously spying on me, and I think I should be getting paid. So, like, you owe me, like, all my rent back. Thanks. I love this tea. If you haven't tried Red Bush, I recommend it. And I'm going to show you this cup that we got recently. If you can dream it, you can do it, says the lady. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good night, lovely. Take care. I'm really enjoying this live. I'm enjoying hanging out with you all. It's been absolutely ages. So, yeah. I will also go to bed eventually, I'm sure. But for now, I'm having fun. Yummy. Yummy. Oh, delicious. And this one? I love it when they lay like that. Super like, super happy dogs laying on their backs like, How's it going, water? Are you boiling yet? Are you doing the thing? No, absolutely not. If you follow my Instagram, I literally shared a thing about salmon yesterday because we were up all night last night, and at like 4 o'clock in the morning, I somehow found myself researching GMO, like what actually is a GMO plant, and I somehow ended up on like the FDA government website, like the American government website, where they were talking about how like 95% of corn and soy and this and that crops are all GMO, the ones they feed animals with. And they were talking about GMO salmon, like literally like man-made salmon. It was super fucking weird. And pigs, salmon, pigs, and there's something else. But anyway, they were like, absolutely fine. There is no difference eating like natural salmon compared to GMO salmon. And it was like, I was just like completely like, oh my god. I've never eaten salmon in my life. I don't want to. I'm not a fish person. I never have been. That for me is just a hell no. But that's just me. You do you. What am I doing? I'm getting a spoon. With the program. Just open my cutlery drawer. I have this one, this one, this one, and one more. Aren't they sweet? Isn't that lovely? Absolutely lovely. Yummy. That is like exactly what the baby is saying, isn't it? Okay. We're nearly there with making the cup of tea. Need to go back to the honey shop, we're out of honey, but we have agave syrup. Syrup from the agave plant, cactus, whatever it is. And then lemon. I feel really, really big, especially having like some tight fitted clothing. I've literally just been wearing, got agave on my shirt, I've literally just been wearing dresses, like long dresses, because everything felt so squishy. But these ones that I can tie up at the front and tie up at the back, like fisherman pants, I think they're called. These are brilliant. That's working. Yeah, especially the last one, right? I really like that one. Sorry, Dino was just being strange, itching his face, like out of nowhere, like looking super weird. Oh man. You good? He said he's good. That's good. These lemons. Smelling super lovely and matching with my jumper. Hee. Cup of tea, a cup of red bush. Funny, 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 funny. Look at this one. How gorgeous, with the leaves still on it. Absolutely love that. I appreciate all the 900 and something of you that have subscribed to this channel. I will soon be on 1,000. Before we know it, it will be back up to 24,000 or however many it was at. And then it will surpass that number and it will be on 50 million. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's good to be back. I'm really happy that there were so many of us in this live stream, that it wasn't a total flop. I was so nervous beforehand somehow. I just thought that there would be like no one here, or I don't know what I thought. I just hadn't been live in so long. I've been live on my OnlyFans and it's not very many people, like maximum 2 or 3 people, because I'm never quite finding the right time to, like, what is the best time, because people are in different parts of the world and stuff, and obviously don't have thousands of people on there. So yeah, it's just been a really flowy live stream, and it feels good. It feels good to be back. Song of my happy feet. I don't know what you're talking about. But okay. There's little bits of the tea. There's 12 people still here and 21 likes. I like that. Oh, and in that moment it was 2 hours, 10 minutes and 12 seconds. So like two, all the twos. For those of you that love to see my feet. Oh, happy feet. I don't quite know what song you're talking about, but here's my happy feet. Yeah. I have no idea. I literally don't know. Rob was like, what do you mean go live? You can't go live. And I was like, oh yeah, like, oh, I really wanted to go live, I said. And then he said, well, you can't, you don't have 1,000 subscribers. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I can't. I have to do it on the computer, was the thinking. And then I just clicked. No, my feet are not cold. My feet are hardcore feet. I clicked the plus and it said upload video, post, reel, whatever, short, and then live. And I was like, look, Rob. And then I clicked on it. This was yesterday. And yeah, and I clicked start and it started starting and I closed it because I wasn't ready. I just wanted to check if it worked. I'm live. Maybe you should try. Oh yeah, and the other one. Happy feet. I love being barefoot. I've always loved being barefoot since I was a kid. Since I was a child, I used to stress my grandmother out. Polish grandmas, Polish babcias. So they're very much like, you need slippers and put on your shoes and put on socks and blah, blah, blah. Little did grandma know that I would become the barefoot queen. Yeah, I think so. Sunset is the best time to do it. I have had one successful live when I was celebrating that I have been on. I just looked and it was 2 hours, 12 minutes and 22 seconds. All the twos at the moment. I was celebrating that it was the 1 year anniversary of my OnlyFans, and I told everyone that I was going to do a live. And so they were like, they knew like there's going to be a live at whatever time. No, these cameras were already here when I moved in. Like the landlord put these in. And there's a camera outside as well. It's just to deter thieves or whatever. But yeah, so I did a questions and answers on my OnlyFans to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the page, and I asked everyone to send in questions beforehand, and I decided a time. Oh my god, that's brilliant! Yeah, you live in Ipswich. It's crazy. My little sister goes to Suffolk One College. Yeah, Suffolk One College. Like, as we speak, well, no, because she's on half term, but she's at college in Suffolk One, and her name is Jasmine. Which I guess your name is Jasmine, but maybe I'm just assuming. How trippy is that? What a small world. And she went to Manningtree High School. I went to East Burgolt High School, but she went to Manningtree. It's trippy. Yeah, you should try doing a live. I don't know when this changed or how this is happening, but it's happening. Here I am. Here I have been for over 2 hours talking to you all. Ah, that's so nice. It's so good to have a hot drink. I love this mug. It's all colourful and the little message. If you can dream it, you can do it. Yeah. Happy days. If you believe it, you can achieve it. If you want it, you should go for it. That one didn't rhyme as good. Oh, I'm happy you finally calmed down, Harry. funny belly lady. The one dog's stressing out, the other dog's pooping herself, this dog's doing that dog's doing that. Jesus. I think we got some food that was still like fancy pants expensive food, but it was on sale. And they're really not liking it. They've been farting, and Ari's usually got like a stomach of steel, but apparently something isn't sitting right with her. Oh, we also went to the butcher's yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, we went to the butcher's yesterday and asked if they had any leftovers, and she gave me 2 big bones, and they each ate a bone, and maybe that's the reason her belly's funny. No, I don't eat meat. Absolutely not. No. Speaking of, big ear flopper, wagging her tail. Where you going, madam? Are you going to start pacing up and down again? You need to go out again. Just as I'm like, oh, I'm so happy she's settled, she isn't settled. Yeah. Glitch in the Matrix. You should try it. Definitely. She's being super weird. Every time I let her out, she's like walking up and down. It's like she's not sure what to do with herself. Bless her. Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit like having a baby. Furry babies. Maybe a little bit easier, maybe a little bit less easy. I don't know. Depends. She's definitely got a funny belly, bless her. In the space of 2 hours, she's gone out there like 3 times. No, thank you. I don't eat death. None for me, thanks. I like to be friends with pigs. I don't want to eat them. Animals are friends. They're not food. Oh, the light's gone off. The sensor thing light went out, so I can't really see what she's up to. But I guess she'll figure her things out. She'll come back. Little Harry. She's not usually this much of a hassle. She usually just sleeps. Hello. Hello, Peter. Nice to see us. Nice to be back. What is this? Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? It like sorted my skin out. Put filters on. Oh, you're done. She's done. These little creatures are not here for us to kill. They're here for us to be friends with. And what's the difference between this one and the one you call a cow or a pig? Can you please look into the camera and be cute? You look into the camera and be cute, huh? And the baby is good, thank you. I do feel like everyone's entitled to an opinion, and some people choose to eat meat, and that's fine. But if I was to dream up my dream ideal world, we would all stop eating animals. Because it's unnecessary. It's killing you. This book that is like thick and big and it's like a Bible can help us heal from literally any and every disease. He says in here, there is no uncurable disease, only uncurable people. And the true cause of disease is mucus, and one of the most mucus forming foods is meat. So if you want to live long and stay healthy and be beautiful and get younger and healthier instead of getting older and sick, don't eat meat. Just advice from your girl. Feel free to do as you wish. Take it or leave it. They're not delicious. The thing is, you wouldn't eat raw meat most of the time. You don't have the teeth to bite into an animal the way that Dino over there, he could just chase a goat or whatever and grab it and eat it as it is. You wouldn't do that. You would need to cook it mostly and season it. And without that, you wouldn't even think it's delicious. So if you just use that same seasoning on some mushrooms, for example, oyster mushrooms are an amazing meat alternative. You can create that same deliciousness without killing anything. If you eat death, you die. If you eat life, you live. It's kind of simple. Thank you. Okay, anime night. I'm not going to do a footsie under the table. Stop asking me the same question. Thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, cows are beautiful. They're such amazing creatures. They are not here to feed us. Absolutely not. There we can agree to disagree if you feel like, and leave it there. Exactly. The dominion you speak of is to take care of the animals that we've been blessed with. They're here to be friends. Animals are friends, not food. Please stop murdering. Thou shalt not kill. Not just limited to other people. All beings want to live. Yeah, that sun-cooked deliciousness. I still partake in the holy herbs, no worries. Okay, there's a difference with like milk or cheese or other products as long as it's not done in a way that's harming the animals. I could drink raw goat milk, for example. It's supposedly really good for the baby. I have done. Haven't in a while now. And we know a guy who has his own goats, milks them himself, and his wife makes cheese, and it's absolutely wonderful. That whole process is like a beautiful experience. But if they go and kill a goat for whatever reason and say they're going to cook a feast, I would not want to partake. It's a big difference. And people who want to cook with ghee or butter, or people like beef tallow and all these different things, that's fine. I'm always barefoot. Don't even need to ask. It's just a silly question. I don't even own a pair of socks. I don't do socks. I do have shoes because there are certain supermarkets that at a point where they're getting angry with me. When I go in Aldi, they always tell me I need shoes. It's literally on a level where I'm like just putting on the shoes before I even go in Aldi. But I have had some funny ideas of videos I want to make and things I want to try. Maybe they're going to get upset with me, but we'll see. And in the supermarket, no, in the shopping mall, there's a big supermarket in the shopping mall, and the security guard that's like near the entrance, the last time, what I've been doing is I've had a pair of shoes in my bag every time I enter that shopping mall because there's security sometimes and they're like, wait, it's shoes. They literally allow dogs in this shopping mall. And the dogs maybe pee and poo, like things happen, but I'm not allowed to not wear shoes because that's a big law in this country, it seems. But if I have a pair of shoes in my bag so that when the security maybe comes and goes, "Brr," I just go, oh, it's okay, and I put them on. The last time I was in the supermarket in the shopping mall, and the guy came like, "Rah," and I know the word for shoes now in Spanish is zapatos, and they come about my lack of zapatos, and I'm like, no worries, mate, and I get the shoes out of my bag, and he was like full on having a go at me in Spanish, and from what I understood, he was trying to say like, how many times, just don't come in here without shoes on, and it really just felt like, I've had enough of telling you, like, you need to wear shoes every time you come in here, and it's like, I just need to get better at Spanish to be able to explain, like, look, mate, I never wear shoes. I'm not trying to step on glass and sue you. I would never even dream of doing that. If I hurt myself, it's all on me. Like, I really don't care for trying to sue you, whatever you guys are afraid of. But I'm gonna I'm gonna try some things and I'll share them with you when I do it. Okay, I have some ideas. But eggs. Eggs are fine. I've been eating eggs recently. Well, eggs is a preference of what each to their own. I didn't eat eggs for absolutely ages, and recently I've been eating eggs. Hi, Anton. That's absolutely terrible, Peter, but you're entitled to your opinion. You don't have to look the animal for it. I don't have to look at you. There's nothing wrong with mushrooms. Mushrooms are amazing. I saw this video on Instagram of a guy from Australia saying that everyone in Australia, like many people in Australia, don't like to wear shoes, and certain shops it's a requirement to wear shoes. And he got like black electrical tape, and he taped it like looking like a flip flop, and he called it a thong because it's Australia. I thought it was really funny. And they went into some whatever restaurant or shop with these taped on things that look like they have a flip flop or a thong. And he said that no one will know, and I really want to try this, but I've got to have Rob filming me when I do it to see if I get away with it. I'm going to try it in Audi because the women in there are so rude that I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like trying it there and seeing if they notice or not. If they come screaming with their super like grumpy attitude. No anime night, no. No. Damn it, that's the whole point. I need to find some smashed glass and step on it and wow. My favourite book. It's right here next to me. I haven't finished reading it. I haven't finished reading it yet, but this is my favourite book. Do a screenshot if you feel. This has the answers in it to heal all diseases if someone in your family is sick, or if you're just curious about biochemistry. If you like to purchase this book, I highly recommend it. It's a big boy. It's like being in medical school. Rob, 370. Rob finished this book super quickly because he's like a superhuman when it comes to reading, and asked me last year in the summer when he was away for 3 months. While he's away, can I read this book? And I only got to page like 120 or something. I made it to this page, and I didn't carry on. And last night, for the first time in months, in ages, in like half a year, I picked up the book and I read another 10 pages. So now I'm somewhere here on page 133. So I'm like a third of the way through, and I feel like finishing this book is gonna be challenging but really worth it. It's really a good book. I highly recommend it. And just here, they had an interesting little quote. I'm going to show you all. Yeah, literally, there's nothing going on here. Oh, oops. Look at this quote, everybody. Living is actually a struggle for fresh air. Keep the vast lung surface of the organism supplied with fresh, unpolluted air, and also observe all other health rules, and there is no reason known to science why you should ever die. What? What? You're telling me we could be immortal? That we are immortal? We've just been putting in the wrong fuel? What? All these people saying we should eat meat. Think again. I've never heard of braiding sweet grass. And I have no idea what wakey is. It was really something. Like, full of coffee, 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning or whenever it was, reading all of that. We had some really interesting conversations. It's really crazy. It's absolutely crazy how brutal it's become here on Earth, and it's all about money at the end of the day. Yeah, I know how to braid hair. Thank you for resharing, sister. Always appreciated. Yes. There's this song by Illuminati Congo where he's like, "You thirsty ass, you better drink some water." And I got stuck on like, what is the word for when you need to breathe air? Like when you're suffocating. That was the word we came up with in the end. Like, stop suffocating, breathe some air. Wei Chi. I don't know. I don't think I've played it, but now maybe it rings a bell. I don't know how to play chess, but I used to love playing checkers when I was little. It says quid under this cup. Yes, exactly. I'm going to open a random page. Healthy bowel management. Oh, I'm going to read a snippet. Maybe you'd like to follow along with me. Yeah, I would absolutely love to do that, and I've met loads of people that have. Absolutely loads. Spain and Portugal are full of self-sustainable communities. Okay, here we go. Healthy bowel management. Let's just read a little bit. Poor bowel management lies at the root of most people's health problems. I have been teaching colon health for the last 35 years. My friend, the late Dr. Bernard Jensen, was teaching this for well over 60 years. Having worked with over 300,000 clients, Dr. Jensen's research has concluded it is the bowels that invariably have to be cared for first before any effective healing can take place. As a matter of fact, the natural health field mainly got started around the matters of gastrointestinal tract. Bowel wisdom is generally a topic that few people desire to discuss. Funny, that's how I felt when I opened on this page. Yet keeping the bowels, intestinal tract, healthy and in good shape is one of the best ways to keep out of the grip of toxicity and cell enervation. Enervation? Okay, interesting. I don't know if I recognize that word. Your gastrointestinal tract is the center or hub of your body. Just as the hub of a wheel is the supporting part of a wheel, it is one of the main organ systems of your body. Now, the real question should be, how do we save and regenerate the GI tract, which is as important as the heart? Without digestion, absorption, and elimination, we die. This canal, mouth through anus, is how you introduce energy and chemistry from foods into your body. From the colon on is where and how we eliminate our wastes, which is vital to the survival of your body. The proper elimination of wastes from food digestion and cellular metabolism is as important as the ingestion of your foods. As we learned in chapter 2, well, we didn't because we skipped it, but anyway, the small bowel is divided up into 3 parts. The duodenum, however you pronounce that, where digestion takes place, which is about 10 inches long. The jejunum, I'm not sure, for both digestion and absorption, which is approximately 9 feet long, and the ileum for absorption, which is approximately 13 feet long. The large intestine is called the colon, which is 5 feet long and divided into the cecum, ascending, transverse, and descending, sigmoid, and rectal sections. Each section of the colon has been linked to different organs and glands of the body and has an effect upon these tissues, good or bad. When you were in the embryo stages of life, this colon plus the spinal cord were the first 2 areas of the body that were formed. Interesting. You will find all your genetic weaknesses in the first colon, then reflected to organ, gland, nerve, or other tissues within the body. Your bowels take the brunt of abuse from acidic, toxic foods and drinks. Many of these foods inflame and weaken their structure. Some foods act like glue and actually adhere to its walls. Many other foods are so abrasive that they cause excessive mucus to be produced from the intestinal walls to protect itself. This mucus is stored along the bowel walls and interstitially, or I don't know that word, in its structure. All of the above affect your GI tract's ability to digest food and absorb nutrition. Your GI tract also plays a valuable role with the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is your sewer system. It must have a way to eliminate waste from the body. The kidneys, GI tract, and the skin are its main avenues for this purpose. When the skin, kidneys, and especially the colon become impacted or obstructed, the lymphatic system becomes backed up. You can imagine what would happen in your home if your septic tank became blocked. The waste from your toilet would back up and spill over. Most people would leave their house at this point. The sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves of your autonomic nervous system control your digestive tract through the neurotransmitters produced from the adrenal glands. Weak adrenal glands can cause nerve weakness, causing constipation. Many overlook this relationship that the adrenal glands have to both nerve weakness, which can cause constipation, and their steroid production in response to inflammation. It always pays to strengthen your adrenal glands at the same time that you are regenerating your GI tract. Basically, stop putting in fuel that doesn't belong in your car. If your car is diesel and you're putting in petrol, eventually it's going to break down and you're going to need a new car, which in terms of the human body means you're going to die and you're going to get a new body. But if you like this one and you want to keep it for a while, then take good care of it. Please, don't do it for me, do it for you. Unless you want to get a new body, then fine, carry on. But things like meat and processed foods and pasteurized dairy and smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol and so many other things that we do are really not good for us. And then, like we were just reading about, your colon and things get all nasty and your lymphatic system gets all backed up and your sewer system, that's what your lymphatic system is, starts spilling poop out of your toilet, and then you're like, ugh, and that is disease. But they don't want you to know that, because then they can't make money off of you going to the doctor. Become your own doctor. But you didn't hear it from me. Did we like that? It was nice to read a little bit. You know what's funny, Anime Night? I had a dream the other night that I had hair, like I didn't have dreadlocks anymore. I had hair and it was long and straight, and it was really fun to have hair for a moment. It was quite a vivid dream. The book says about vaccination. Ooh, that's what I was reading about last night. You don't want to know what the book says about vaccination. It's quite heavy to digest. Vaccination equals virus. Vaccinations are basically kind of the reason why people... Here's an example. Here's what it says. And then here it says, the theory is you build immunity This is stupid. When the polio vaccine was introduced, polio went up 180%. Vaccinations are kind of genocide, was a word that was used. It was very dark to read these pages. I was literally reading them yesterday. I recommend getting the book. Sugar is not good, but it's okay because you can switch sugar for agave or honey, and you could also even get cane sugar. Cane sugar is much better than sugar beet, and also coconut sugar. There are alternatives to plain sugar that are way better for you. Do you need to go out, Dino? Do you need to go out? Alright, beautiful people, I'm gonna have to take the man out, and he can't just take himself out like the lady can. because you can't be trusted at the moment. So I'm going to end here now because it's going to be dark out there. And my internet will lag as I switch between the Wi-Fi and the 4G. And anyway, it's almost been 3 hours, so look at this beautiful little man. He's so cute, and he needs mummy to take him for a little walk so he can have a poop or whatever it is that he needs. I love you all, and I do believe that everything in that book is true. Yup. Health is wealth, indeed. Oh, take good care, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. It's been so much fun. And let's do this again sometime soon, huh? Thank you. Good night. See you again soon. Bye. Say bye, Dino. He's like, just hurry up. Mr. Nature's on the couch. Peace. Peace and love. Sorry to end abruptly. The dog's like, all right, that's enough. Wow, that's beautiful. 11:11. Kitty kitty. Good night.